As someone who cares about the future, it's been really hard wrapping my head around not so much how I feel about the development, because I think it's going to have a negative impact for a very large population, which is like the low income, undocumented folks, even just low income in general. I've been having a hard time like wrapping my head around how Chinese mainland folks might feel about this and how I might be able to mobilize with other folks, is because, I don't like how there's a lot of rich and like wealthy Asian, typically Chinese people, investors, developers are coming in and being like, this is good for our community, but for who? That's always the question, is for who? But with the development happening, it was one of those thoughts I had when I was like, it's never gonna happen. It's 8th Avenue, like who's gonna wanna be here? Now that they're thinking of building this massive 3-tower thing and it's just a parking lot in addition to everything else that's happening here, I just think people might be forced or literally pushed, because the housing really tense and tight, literally tight in 8th Avenue without the legal conversions. Maybe, and not that I want it to happen, when it happens they're gonna see like the immediate impact. Having lived in Sunset Park my whole life, I value deeply the need and importance for communities like mine, low-income immigrant communities of color. We are the largest walk-to-work community. Sunset Park currently and for a long time has been a predominantly Latinx, Chinese, and Arab monolingual working-class community who depend on one another. These types of communities and relationships are the lifeline of not only Sunset Park, but for New York City as a whole. This project will attract a homogeneous population, normally higher income tenants, investors, and tourists, something that's not beneficial nor a close reality for Sunset Park's current tenants. With the current scope of plan, I am worried about how it will impact the cultural, residential, and economic fabric and future of 8th Avenue. With the previous upzoning of the avenues, we have seen how tall condominiums and buildings negatively affected the existence of local businesses and affordable housing. In addition, many of my childhood friends have also been forced to move outside of Sunset Park because of rising rents, tenant harassment to leave, and illegally converted apartment units. This is a practice I fear will become more frequent in an already densely packed neighborhood.